Kate, can I have a word?
What is it? Is it a good story or something?
What's a good story?
It's just what it is.
More importantly, why are you saying around that we're going to eat together in a fancy restaurant?
Hmm?
Like I said, I didn't promise that at all. Why are you telling everyone that you're going out together?
What are you talking about?
I've declined your invitations, didn't I? I told you it's an important gathering with my relatives.
It doesn't matter. I'm not saying that I want to be included in the gathering.
Saying that we're going together is the same thing, isn't it? It happened many times before, hasn't it? That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Saying that you can't make an appointment, so take me with you. Or something like, I was just thinking about having lunch and so on.
Why would you mind? We're mom friends after all.
You follow me around like that. The incident when you said you forgot your wallet so you'll borrow lunch money, there were also the, I spent so much money on shopping earlier. So you'd say, could I borrow some money? In the end, you just make someone else pay for something pattern, aren't you?
Why are you so uptight? I've told you many times I have a lot of kids, and many of my relatives are sickly, so money's seriously tight.
Anybody would turn crunchy with that. Why should we bear all your burden?
What? Did you all think I was a burden? That makes me super sad.
Of course it's a burden. It's not like we're doing charity work.
Moms help each other.
Helping each other, huh?
That's right, helping each other. Whether it's taking me out to lunch or helping me out in need. It's very mutual, isn't it?
Is there anyone you've helped already, Kate?
What? I just haven't had a chance to help anyone yet. It's not like I help it.
You're always avoiding it.
Speaking of which, Joel told me yesterday that he lent Jimmy $10 on his way home from school.
Yeah, they suddenly went out to have dinner after school activity. And he was short of cash, so he borrowed it, right?
Right. So we're helping each other out, aren't we?
That's Joe helping Jimmy out.
A child's credit is a parent's credit.
Huh? Credit?
So the next time we're at the restaurant, I want you to give me back that $10.
What? $10 to Kate? Why?
Because the $10 that Joe lent him is part of the allowance that I gave to him.
So Jimmy should give it back to Joe. That makes sense, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. If he lent Jimmy $10, it means that Joe spent it on Jimmy. Then it is to me that you should pay it back, right? So I want my $10 back, plus interest.
It's a super usury. I mean, that's ridiculous, and I absolutely refuse to go to a fancy restaurant.
You don't have to be so stingy. It's my husband's birthday that day. He's always working hard for the family. I wanted to give him something delicious to eat. Alyssa, you know how I feel, don't you?
Your husband's birthday?
Yes, it's my husband's birthday, okay?
I can't do it.
Huh?
I've told you many times, it's an important gathering. That's why it's absolutely impossible.
Huh? Even if it goes badly like this, you're saying you can't?
What's so bad about it?
I'm not good enough for a younger woman like you. Is that it?
It's not about being bad at it. You need to understand my situation.
Why should I take your convenience into consideration? You work where my husband's work, don't you?
Well,
I'm sure you don't do much work when you're working for the same company. You think it's okay to disrespect the general manager's birthday?
I have nothing to do with it.
Oh well, I guess it's not worth it talking to you. I don't even need your reply.
The day of the dinner party.
Hey, are you enjoying your meal?
Oh, Kate, what's going on?
I'm asking if you're enjoying the fine food.
Yeah, thankfully.
Is it almost time to end that relative reunion of yours?
Do you mind?
Then I guess it's about time.
What's about time?
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, a surprise? What's that?
My thank you for the last time.
Last time?
For the rude line the other day.
Rude? Did I do anything rude?
You were very rude to me. You don't care if it's my husband's birthday or not. Saying it's none of your business. That's a very superior thing to say.
Oh, that.
I have the best present for you. I'll give it to you.
What? On your husband's birthday? I don't know if I should get a present.
Go ahead. Take it. It's a payment for our family's big splurge.
Huh?
Lol. Are you surprised? You must be surprised. It's funny.
What do you mean?
As it is, we were supposed to pay for the $1,000 we spent on a grand old splurge at a fancy restaurant.
Where are you guys?
We're already in the car on our way home. We haven't paid the bill yet. You go pay for it. I'll pay you back when I'm ready. Call me when you're ready for another fancy meal.
Do you see a police car coming up behind you guys?
What? A police car?
Yes, a police car.
Huh?
Well, maybe it's not there yet. Either way, it's just a matter of time before Kate's car gets pulled over by a police officer.
What do you mean? Why a police car?
Reverse surprise, right? Are you surprised?
What the hell is this? Why? Why?
Why? You know what's going on. You know best, don't you?
What? I don't get it. Why are we being chased by a police car?
What? You really don't get it?
I told you I don't understand.
You ate and ran, didn't you?
What? We did eat and run.
What? You left without paying the bill, didn't you? That's a fine way of running away without paying for the food, isn't it?
Huh? It's because I told you to pay for it. This is what happens when you don't pay, right? Go pay it up now.
Well, I won't pay.
What?
The manager came to talk to me with the receipt for the $1,000 bill. Naturally, I refused. So what about it?
Huh? Why?
Because I am not obliged to pay.
It's the birthday of the general manager of the same company you work for. You're saying we can't celebrate?
I have no obligation to celebrate it.
My husband is the general manager. You do know what will happen if you neglect the general manager's birthday of the company you work for?
Nah, what will happen?
You'll get fired. A subordinate like you? You're useless. You will be told to your face.
Is that so? Am I going to be fired by the president?
What?
Because he's the only person above me. The president is the only person above me. Does that mean that I'm going to be fired by the president? Kate has that kind of authority? Wow.
Wait a minute. The president is the only person above you. What does that mean?
Because I'm the executive director.
What? Who is?
That's me.
Huh? Stop making jokes like that.
I don't want to make this kind of joke.
How can you be the executive director? A housewife like you is an executive director? That's ridiculous.
Kate and I live in a slightly different era.
Huh? Hey! Are you? You're treating me like an old lady?
I don't mean to treat you like an old lady. I'm a few years older than you. It's a different era. I can't say anything else.
Then what is it?
Kate knows the bubble economy, and I, who lived at the end of the Ice Age, the difference in values such as women's advancement in society, etc., I think it's differently obvious.
So you're saying that it's not strange that you're the executive director?
Not necessarily. I'm sure the time has come for women in their 40s to move up the ladder if they work hard.
Anyway, I'll check with my husband. If I tell you his name, he'll know, right?
I'm sure he'll know. I've met him before.
You'll have to wait for me.
I'm not obligated to wait. 5 minutes later.
It was for real.
You just asked your husband and it took you a long time, didn't it?
My husband didn't know. I had to check with his colleague, and it was for real.
See?
That doesn't mean you won't have to be fired, though.
Huh?
Isn't that right? he neglected the general manager. Whether you're an executive director or a section chief, don't you think you should be punished?
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Well, then I guess your husband might get fired too.
What?
Today is my uncle's birthday, the president of the company.
Huh?
You neglected that. Your husband, who is the general manager of the same company, he's in the same position as I am, isn't he?
No, is it really his birthday?
I told you that we're having a family gathering for dinner today.
You did say that.
To celebrate my uncle's birthday. We were all preparing my uncle's favorite food.
Seriously?
Right? So that means Kate's husband will be punished as well, according to Kate's logic. But he doesn't even know the executive director. Meaning?
Huh?
Your husband is the general manager, right? Why did you check with his colleagues to find out who's the executive director? Your husband do not recognize me, right?
Is that because you've never met?
I have met him.
Ah, because you don't have much of a presence.
I see. But you know what? We've exchanged business cards in person, and we talked quite a bit. I've even been to a few industry parties with him.
Really?
Oh, but he didn't have to commit it to memory, so maybe he don't remember. I was told to my face, when we exchanged business cards, that I'm just a woman.
What? During the exchange of business cards?
He probably didn't see my name or the title on my business card. I guess he didn't even see my face. I could see the difference on his face. I wonder if he thought I was a president's secretary.
What an idiot!
That's right.
What?
Otherwise, his wife wouldn't ask me to pay for a fancy restaurant who tries to rub me can't possibly acquiesce.
That's rude.
You said so yourself.
Yes, but...
A couple like you who have such values tries to ridiculously mount it and almost forced me to pay for a fancy restaurant. I felt like I was being pushed. You're a wonderful couple.
It was a misunderstanding. You being the executive manager? Who would have thought, right?
We introduced ourselves face to face. How could he have misunderstood? He must be a very useless general manager. He's a general manager in sales, right? He reports to other parties, didn't he?
But still, a general manager is a general manager.
Even if it's true that he's corrupt, his title is still department head. But the fact is, since your husband became a department manager, his company's sales have dropped. Did you know that? Every year it's been on a steady decline.
What?
At first, we thought it might be due to the declining economy, but other companies in the same industry's sales have been picking up over the past year or two. There may be other causes. So then, what is the cause?
What? I hope you're not saying that it's my husband's fault.
We can't make that kind of assertion from our standpoint, but we can't deny it either. In other words, it cannot be denied.
Huh? No matter how much of an executive director you are, there are things you can say and things you can't. It's defamation. I'll sue you.
If you can't sue me, sue me. But before that, I'm sure he'll be sued first.
Huh?
Power harassment, sexual harassment, fraud, embezzlement, breach of trust, extortion, and who knows what else.
What? What's that? Sexual harassment and embezzlement?
That's just a litany of the many your husband has been guilty of. And his wife is a blackmailer and a cheater. You and your husband are guilty as it is.
Proof? Do you have proof? If you don't have proof, you're the one who's completely libelous.
Your sins are obvious. I was almost took this time too. And I have witnesses. Many strong witnesses.
I'm sorry.
As for your husband, they will have proof and there will be witnesses. There's a movement within the company to press charges, and I think they're talking to upper management.
What? Is that what's going on?
Only you don't know. Well, I guess he won't notice. He's hardly ever at work.
What? Why? He goes to work every day.
Once he comes to work, he goes somewhere. I heard he's disappeared.
What's that? What do you mean somewhere? You mean he's playing around?
I heard that he has a female employee in her 20s as a secretary.
What?
I met her when she came to our company with me. She was a lovely woman, a dedicated secretary.
Well,
For Kate's age, I wouldn't be surprised if she was your daughter.
well, yeah, if she's in her 20s.
That's right. It's scary, isn't it?
Not just scary, but gross. Why do you have to listen to these stories from a mom friend after eating fine food?
Isn't it karma? What you do comes back to you, doesn't it?
This kind of thing, regardless of whether it's the boss's birthday or not, my husband's position wasn't in jeopardy in the first place.
It's his birthday in the first place that puts his position in jeopardy.
Shut up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was better than not hearing about it, wasn't it?
Huh?
Because it's rapidly becoming a topic of conversation. It's all over the news, you know. They're all so nice to Kate that they won't let it in your ears.
What?
You don't know? Sophie joined your husband's company as a contract employee.
Sophie? Sophie, who was born out of a mouth who like rumors?
That's right. That's Sophie.
Then, perhaps...
Even if you don't say it, yes, it is. I heard that Sophie was at work and told someone at work about Kate's husband.
Seriously?
Sophie, she's not just a gossip. Sophie is a very good communicator. She's also quiet at home in the company. And with her comic skills, she seems to be able to handle her work very well. She is going to be an employee soon.
That's too scary.
It's too scary, isn't it? That's why I came across your husband's secret.
Huh?
Your husband's wrongdoings were discovered within the company. Miss Sophie became involved in business related to your husband's affairs.
Huh? Sophie is working with my husband?
Sophie used to work hard at a prestigious company from the very beginning. I guess they had high expectations from her. They were very excited to assign her to a job related to your husband's. The company must have been aware of it.
How could you? From another company know so much? Are you trying to say that this is another rumor from Sophie?
Did you forget? I'm a private executive director. I'm in position to know what's going on with our business partners.
That's right.
Besides, I'm sure that the company has already been in your husband's ear about this issue.
What? That's already a real problem?
I told you earlier. I'm just saying that the company has reached a point where it's considering a lot of things.
I haven't heard anything of it.
I'm sure you didn't. Moreover, this time you and your husband caused trouble with the executive manager.
Have you already told the company?
I haven't told them, but my uncle, who is the president of the company, I wonder. I heard that he is very close to the president of the other company.
What?
Not only within the company, but outside as well. If he caused problems with our business partners,
That means he's fired. Hey! Will my husband be fired?
I'm not from the other side. I don't know.
If it's you, what would you do?
Not just fired, but sued as well.
What?
I said it was a crime, not only sexual harassment, but kickbacks. I mean, he even embezzled money, right?
What's a kickback?
Ask your husband. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer.
I'll stop.
Well, anyway, that's what it's about. For the rest of the details, please ask your husband.
What?
You and your husband need to figure this out together, right? What to do with your future.
Oh no.
Oh, you should talk about the payment together. It was $1,000, wasn't it? Well, after all, it's the general manager's forte. $1,000 is a piece of cake.
Of course not.
I'm sure there's more to pay than $1,000 in compensation and fees, but it's a piece of cake, isn't it? Oh, and please make sure to pay back all your friends. Please make sure to refund their money. It's not mutual.
I can't.
It'll be fine. Your relatives are with you, right? Then, if you split it, it'll be easier, right?
I asked them to come just because it's free.
Because it's your husband's birthday. Let's have him pay for the celebration.
I can't. You don't have any money. You know what they say about the poor and the children?
I don't know anything about that. Pay at your own risk.
Help me. I apologize. Help me.
I can't hear you. I gave the shopkeeper case contact information. If you're on a way, they can still catch your tail. Please be prepared.
But why?
Why wouldn't you be? They were going to force us to pay. I just told them the correct billing address. Oh yeah, I'll return the $10 to Joe. I'll pay him back directly.
What?
Don't use a child as a pretext. Don't you dare.
Yes, ma'am.
Well then, I'm sure the police cars will be there soon. I wish you the best of luck. By the way, I'm going to block your line.
What? Blocked? Why? Ah, a police car. Were you serious for a second? Hey, Alyssa!
After that, before the police car caught them, I guess she thought she had to do something. Kate called the fancy restaurant herself, but the restaurant was furious, saying, if you don't pay us, we'll go to the police. The restaurant was furious. She tried to work things out, but the police car arrived, and immediately, Kate was taken away. Kate's husband was also taken at the same time by the police. They are cursing each other, but from our point of view, they are all the same person, aren't they? Do married couples become more alike after living together for a long time? Or were they always like each other from the start? I wonder if there really are couples who are the worst. Thank you for watching!